do first is watch Brain Pop on how to measure angles. We're going to pause it, talk about it. Then we will practice at our desk using protractors. Then we'll move into our workshop. Montasia, will you get the lights, please?
Am I still the door person?
We're not yelling at it. Not right now. Oh, it's short later. Okay, our eyes are on the video. What our voice level are we on?
0.
0.
Six o'clock. Well, it's 2 o'clock. You can't just change the time because you like the way the hands look. Dear Tim and Moby, how do you measure angles? From Pablo.
Okay, so that's what we're doing today. We're measuring angles. They're going to show us a protractor, and then we're going to talk about their protractor. Looks like this. It's a complete circle. Okay, our protractor is just half the circle. So that's the difference between our protractors and the video. But they both still measure angles.
An angle is made up of 2 rays that share the same endpoint. This common endpoint is called the vertex. Angles are often named by the label of their vertex. So we could call this angle angle B. If the other angles in the diagram share the same vertex, we also use the labels of the rays. So now this is angle ABC.
Okay, all that was saying is what we've been talking about in class. The vertex is always the middle letter. It's at the point where they meet, where the 2 rays meet. So this would be angle A, B, C. Yes.
Aren't like on the clock, aren't they just like lines like just bunched up together, like they can make a 2 stripe, acute and stuff?
On a clock, the minute hand, the hour hand.
And then the vertex is the point.
Yep, the vertex is right in the middle. Very good.
The corners of your house form angles, so do the hands on a clock. Oh, well, I borrowed Dad's protractor, which I'm going to use to measure the angles in our clock. Another way to think of an angle is just as a section of a circle. A protractor represents all 360 degrees in a circle, so we can use it to measure whatever angle we're interested in. At 2 o'clock, we're looking at an acute angle. Acute angles.
Okay, so we'll freeze it right there for just a second. So our protractor, like we said, is just half the circle. This protractor measures the full 360-degree circle. Our protractor, what's half of a circle? LJ?
180.
180. Our protractor measures 180 degrees. But this one, where did they put the center of the protractor? What's that called, Elizabeth? On the vertex. So the vertex would be, this was a ray, and this was a ray. The vertex is right here. So that's where they put the center, the dot that we've talked about on our protractors as the vertex on the angle to measure it. Yes, Grace?
Why is it across from each other like an intersection line?
Because it's a
Like if the
block.
vertex is in the middle, why is it like
Right.
across?
Because the vertex is where 2 lines intersect.
Oh!
So we're not measuring this right here. This is just overlapping because it's a minute hand and an hour hand on the clock. So just look at this right here. That angle.
Are less than 90 degrees. 3 o'clock forms a right angle. Right angles are exactly 90 degrees. Clock hands at 4 o'clock show us an obtuse angle. Obtuse angles are greater than 90 degrees. With the hands at 6 o'clock, we're dealing with a straight angle that measures 180 degrees.
Okay. Where did you notice on each of the angles he measured, where did he put the center of the protractor? On the what? We've already said it once.
Vertex.
Dariani?
Vertex.
On the vertex. When you measure with a protractor, you have to put the vertex on this dot. There's a dot on your protractor. We're going to practice that. But that's how you start measuring angles.
Right, that's also just a line. That's a pair of angles. 2 angles that add up to 180 degrees are called supplementary angles.
That's what we talked talk
Two
about
angles
the
that add up to
missing
90 degrees are called complementary angles. So that's about it for measuring angles. We kind of wrecked that clock.
Want to use the lights, please? So what we're going to do now, Tim and Moby explained just the basics of a protractor. We paused it, we talked about what we start with. We put the vertex in the dot, and now we're going to practice together before we start workshop. LJ, will you give everyone a protractor? What are the two questions? What are the two questions that we ask before we measure? What have we been asking when we've been looking at the angle? What are those two questions that we talk about when we look at an angle on a protractor before we can identify its measure? Tell your neighbor the two questions that we ask ourselves.
What type of light is it? What type of angle is it? And or a line?
What type of angle it is? And what's the second question?
Is the vertex on?
Oh, what type of angle it is?
The line?
No, I forgot it. I know.
Alright, give me 5. I had a good conversation with Ariani. 4 eyes are on me, hands are off protractors. LJ, what's the first question we ask after we put our protractor on the angle? What's the first question that we ask?
How many degrees?
Before we can know the degrees,
Oh, where the vertex is.
we do have to identify the vertex, but there's 2 questions, Alyssa.
Are we going to measure by the top or the bottom?
Well, before I can ask, do I measure the top or bottom? What's the very first question, Ariana? What type of angle is it? Is it acute or obtuse? Then, what's the second question, Maurice? Okay. What's the second question, Ariani?
How many degrees?
Before I can measure degrees. LJ?
Where the vertex is.
So the first question, we've been doing this week. If I have, this is my angle. Okay, I lay my protractor on it. We know we line it up on the vertex. What's the very first question that we ask? What type of angle is it? Then, after I identify the angle, look at those numbers on there. What's the question I ask about the numbers, Montasia?
Is it the top or the bottom?
Do I look at the top numbers or the bottom numbers? Okay? So I'm going to write that down while we practice that. So the first question we ask, what type of angle is it? What type of angle? And the second question, do I look at the top number or the bottom number? So the first question, what type of angle is it? And then the second question, do I look at the top number or the bottom number? So they're right here underneath my protractor. So now I want everyone looking at number 1. The side that says number 1. Then, Kelly, what do I put right at this dot? When I lay it on here, what's that called?
The vertex.
The vertex. So the vertex is right here at this dot. Then you see the line right here, this line beside the hole on the protractor where the vertex goes, you have to line this line up with our bottom ray.
So it is.
Thumbs up when yours looks just like mine.
It looks just like yours, but it's like yours.
Thumbs up when yours looks like mine. Alright, what's question 1? It's up here. Germany.
What type of angle it is?
What type of angle is it? Everyone tell your partner what type of angle is up there.
Is it acute? Acute. Yeah.
Carla, what type of angle is up here? An acute angle. Alright? An acute angle, is it greater or smaller than 90 degrees? Grace?
Smaller.
It's smaller than 90 degrees. So what's the second question that I ask? Kelly? Do I look at the top number, which is 100, it looks like 140, or the bottom number, which is 40? Whisper to your partner which one you're going to look at.
Bottom. Bottom.
Alright, give me 5. Carla, 4. Carla, eyes back up here. Ariana, what number are you going to look at? Top or bottom? Why the bottom? If it's smaller than what? Yeah, because an acute angle is smaller than 90 degrees. So she said if it's smaller than 90 degrees and this top number is 140, it wouldn't make sense to say this is a 140 degree angle. So what's the measurement of this angle, Anissa? Not a 40. Good. 40 degrees. You write that right beside it. 40 degrees. Somewhere on the front. Right, now flip it over to the back. Monica, what's this called right here that I have to put underneath the hole in my protractor? The vertex. So everyone line up your protractor to the vertex and that bottom line.
I know what it is.
Oh, we're not yelling out. Thumbs up when yours looks like mine. Awesome job. What's the first question, Germany? What type of angle is it? Whisper. Some of us are whispering. Whisper to your partner what type of angle this is. Maurice, what type of angle is up here? An obtuse angle. The second question, do I look at the top number or the bottom number? Whisper to your partner which number you look at. Alright. LJ, do I look at the top number or the bottom number? The top number. And what is the top number, LJ? 120. Why did I look at the top number and not the bottom? Ariana. Yeah, because the bottom number would mean it's acute because it's less than what?
90.
It's less than 90. Montasia, why would I look at the top number and not the bottom? Yeah, because my angle's less. What, is this angle less than 90?
No.
It's
Montasia.
I mean, it's bigger.
It's bigger than 90. So is my bottom number? My bottom number is 60. So I can't look at the bottom number, Montasia, because my angle's obtuse, which is bigger than 90. So I look at the top, 120. So very good. So degrees. Okay. Yes, Jeremy.
The 96, like everything's backwards. Oh, wait,
Yeah, all you have to do is flip it over. Sometimes it's confusing because it's clear. Yeah, I did that too. So you have to make sure all of our numbers are facing the correct way so we can read it. Yes, Marie?
I go wash this stuff off my hands,
In
please.
a minute. Alright, we are about to move into workshop. So into our small groups with me at the back table. I need eyes up here. Hands are off protractors. With me at the back table, Monica, Montasia, Carla, Maurice, Anissa. Do not move yet. You will need your pencil and your protractor. On Dreambox, Kelly with an iPad, Dariani with an iPad, Germany, LJ, Alyssa, and Ariana, you four on computers. Remember, when the timer goes off, Dreambox and computers, you push in your chairs. You put iPads on the air conditioning, and you stand and wait to switch. My group, you listen to me. Okay, iPads, Dreambox, you may move.